none.
Okay. All right, this is sure, 6/21, 7/21. 2025, 6:30 PM. Meeting of the Templeton, Mass Conservation Commission. Town Hall, 160 Patriots Road, East Templeton, Mass, 01438, in the conference room. Okay, number one, we will start with the review the meetings minutes from 6/16/25. And what, is anybody all set reading? Can I get a,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
We should take a roll call vote since Amanda's on Zoom. So how do you vote, Amanda?
Abstain.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Aye.
George?
Yep.
Christoph?
Aye.
It's accepted. Do you have those for me, Mr. Andrews? Minutes?
You want me to give you that back?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it back to you.
Mr. Andrews, number 2.
Okay, number 2, notice of intent. File pending, continued, Patriots Road, 207-20.8 for the construction of a driveway across a wetland and the installation of a septic system within the buffer zone of a wetland.
Can I get a motion to reopen the public hearing?
So move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none on a motion to reopen this public hearing. How do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
George?
Yes,
Christoph?
Aye.
We are reopened. And as you guys know from the last meeting, the applicants recently received their updated plans. They were going to submit them to Mass DEP. We still don't have a file number or any comments back from them. So based on that, I would recommend a motion to continue.
So moves.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll give it to Joanne. Any discussion? Hearing none. On a motion to continue this public hearing to the next conservation meeting, how do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
George?
yes,
Christoph?
Aye.
Mr. Andrews, number 3.
okay. Extension request for OOC 304-0221 by the Templeton Fishing Game Club.
With us this evening, we have Eric Adamson. He is the DEP liaison for the Templeton Fish and Game Club. He is present to represent the request. Do you want to go up to the mic and explain?
Actually, I would like to defer to John. It is his lot that we're talking about
Nope.
here. No,
Nope. This is the extension request for continuing the yearly pond treatment
oh,
under the permit since
yes.
2004.
the other NOI.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other runaway.
Yep.
So this is basically a continue.
This was your request for your yearly pond treatment. You have an order of conditions that was issued in 2004, and every 3 years, either you or your position has extended it, requested to extend it.
This is with Solitude to come in and
Yep.
treat the pond. We are in the process of renewing our contract with Solitude. So therefore, we'd like to, continue this, the NOI that is in place now.
I have no qualms against it. The company that they use, Solitude Lake Management, actually sends me a notification typically a week or 2 before they end up doing the treatment. So they're still in good communication with this commission about when they do the procedure.
So do we need a vote on this?
You would, if you want to extend it. Extensions can be no more than 3 years from their expiration date. So the expiration date on this one would be December of this year, 12/19/25. So you can pick anything 3 years or less than that.
I make a motion that we grant the extension.
12/19/27.
What would you like the terms to be, Joanne?
Well, 3 years.
3 years. Very good. Who was the second?
George,
George? All right, we have a motion by Joanne to extend the order of condition 3 years from the expiration date, seconded by George. Any discussion?
One
Here.
question.
Sure.
Yep.
Over the time, sometimes the companies change formulas. Have they done that?
Not recently. They've been, the past 3 years, anyway, they have been using the same formula because it has been working well. What they do is they try to use as little as they possibly can. They seem to have our pond down very well now. They just hit the coves where it's shallow enough for the, for the water milfoil and the invasive weeds to grow. This seems to be a very good year. Sometimes it depends on the weather. We have rain right after they treat the pond. Sometimes it washes out and the weeds are that year. They'll come out and check and see if they need to retreat and things like that. But right now they seem to have the formula down. They've got the least amount of herbicide that they can possibly put in the pond, and it's this year has worked out very, very well. They did it on the 10th. I think I gave you
Yep.
guys a notice when they were doing it, but
Okay.
so we've had our contract with Solitude for quite a while now, and they really seem to have our pond down well for treatment.
Okay, I was just curious, because
Yeah.
sometimes they change formulas and they don't tell everybody.
Well, right, and we like to, I like to talk to them all the time too, to make sure they're not making any changes or anything. When you got something that works, you kind of want to stick with it too. And they've relayed to me that they try to do the least amount, that they can to get results, and that's why they come back sometimes if there has been years where it hasn't worked. And they've actually had to come back. They're real reluctant to ever retreat, so it's, which, makes me kind of feel good that they kind of keep right on top of it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any further discussion from the commission?
No.
Any
No.
questions or comments from the audience? Very good. On a motion to extend the order of conditions 3 years, how do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
What?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes,
George?
Yes.
Christoph?
Aye.
Very good. You want to
Thank you.
sign in your spot and pass that down?
Okay, we're now ready for number 4.
Would hold off just a second. You're going to get that paper to sign and pass it
Oh,
down.
we got, that's
Yep.
it too.
Yep.
We got paperwork to sign.
You have paperwork to sign.
And depending on your worship, you click it down.
Is the next one, Bill?
Mhm.
This is how thick that folder is because it's been extended so many times.
Wow.
Cursive. See
You've
that
been doing it for a
anywhere?
while.
It said 04.
No, you don't.
04 it was granted. Yep.
Can I borrow your pen?
You can.
Since we're buddies anyway.
Oh, I think.
Yeah,
you're-
my name, yeah.
Do you want to give Christoph a pen?
We're fine.
I know. You're sharing.
Yeah.
We share.
All right. I'll take that, Joanne.
Gonna get this back here.
Your team? Very good. Number 4, Mr. Andrews?
Number 4, RDA lot and 15 Club Road of the Templeton Fishing Gun Club for adding erosion stone to a 12 by 15-foot area of the buffer zone.
To open the meeting, I will read the legal notice. Templeton Conservation Commission 15 Club Road, request for determination of applicability. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, that a public hearing will be held on a request for determination of applicability filed by John Lassell of Leominster, Mass. Project location is Lot 15 Club Road at the Templeton Fish and Game Club, Templeton, Mass. Map 4-11, parcel TF&G.15. Description of the project is adding erosion stone to a 12 by 15-foot area within the buffer zone of a wetland known as Patriotsville Pond. The request is to determine whether the activity depicted in the application is subject to the Wetlands Protection Act and its regulations. The hearing will be held on July 21st, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at Templeton Town Hall. Any person wishing to be heard concerning the above application should appear at the time and place indicated above. The request for determination of applicability is available for public review at the Development Services Office, Room 3, 160 Patriots Road, during regular office hours. The RDA is also available upon request from Jay Case at templetonma.gov, George Andrews, Chair of the Templeton Conservation Commission. John, would you like to take the mic? With us this evening, we have the applicant, John. In front of the commission, I have the RDA packet you guys are sharing. But the audience at home doesn't have the packet. So for them, would you just summarize why you're here and what you're requesting to do?
Yes, I apologize for not having a map or
It's okay.
whatever. The first picture on the water is mostly beach. There's a small section on the right and a small section on the left. They're both kind of spongy, but the area on the left is the one that I'm approaching the Conservation Commission about. And this particular parcel is very spongy. It's actually the kind of thing that, you know, any young people or women would be like, it's kind of icky. And your feet kind of just, it's just spongy, it's mossy. And I don't really know, I don't think that anything other than using stone would be a way of making it useful for, you know, accessible for anything really. So my desire is to make it useful. Maybe I would put a picnic table there, or you couldn't even put a lounge chair on it just because it kind of gives.
Good so far. If I can interrupt, I forgot. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
So move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dave. Any discussion? How do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
Yeah, Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Christoph? And we can continue, John can continue if you would like, or if you guys have any questions, you can do that. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, can I just,
Riprap, I noticed
oh,
you're
you do,
Going,
did read it, but yeah.
a little bit larger, 3 to 8.
Well. Graves had this particular product that says that it's, you know, works well with conservation area as far as wetlands and stuff like that. It's bigger rock. And what it would do is it would just kind of sit on property that's there without really having any impact on it as far as the area would still be permeable to water. The lot, just for your visual, is it starts from Club Road and it just kind of goes down to the water. Then it flattens out a little bit. And it's right in that particular area. It's actually, the area is probably a foot above the water that's there, the watermark.
Yep.
But it's just that it's kind of foreign to.
If I may, there is a picture in your packet of the area.
Yeah, there is.
I think it's near the back, but there is a picture in your packet of the area that
Sorry, right
wants to put in.
And he's just doing this area down here.
So
And that bigger rock will definitely add base to it.
Yeah,
you're looking for stability.
I'm looking for stability, and I don't want to impact I don't want to be holding water back. Evidently it's
Neither do
holding
we.
moisture the way it is right now. And it's just growing out of that moisture. So I'm just saying, okay, well, if I suspend it the area that I want with a bigger rock underneath and then smaller rock on the top, just so I'm not having people twist their ankles or whatever walking on it.
Well, by going by the bigger rock, it's gonna stay put.
Yeah,
And it'll slow any other waters that rush down, it'll slow it down. And it'll still go through it, even if it put the cracked stone on it.
that's the idea that I was getting from what Graves was, submitting. And it seems to make sense. Physically, it would, be bigger. It would allow for space to be there. And then the smaller rock on the top would, kind of pack itself up. And,
Still pervious.
and it's still permanent.
I'm good with this. Yeah, are we good with this?
Amanda, any comments? I don't want to leave you out. She's
We're
good.
Good.
I also just want to add that as required, I did provide a copy of the application to Mass DEP and they did not get back with any comments.
Okay, so what vote do we need?
Would be a negative determination. I don't know if it really needs any conditions except for, what he's put in here for the type of stone he's gonna use.
Yeah.
Would be
I-
probably the
The only
only,
condition I would think is to at least notify myself and the landowners of the date of the activity, because communication is key so that,
sure.
everybody knows it's happening.
I'll make a motion of negative determination with one condition that when you do the work, you just let conservation and the board down there know what you're doing.
I
A
think
date.
that, I believe I made a note that I didn't expect to be using heavy equipment and moving the material, so I'm gonna kind of be bulking it out myself. But it's an opportunity for exercise with a purpose.
Yeah, when you start, the date that you start then, because if you'll be doing it for a week or two or whatever.
Yeah, it's not gonna
Yeah,
be.
no rush, yeah.
The date.
Be
that
nice
it's
if I had a
delivered on the
front end loader or whatever, but no, this is gonna be probably dumped,
At the front, you
at
said,
closer to
Yeah.
the front area,
and then wheelbarrow it
then
back.
we'll barrel down, so.
But the other condition should be as depicted in the plan,
Okay.
the type of stone he's gonna use.
As. 1 second.
Want to give me back? I'll send it back to her.
Okay, so negative determination as depicted in plan and notify date of delivery. Right?
That works?
Yeah. Christoph, is that the motion you want to make?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I'll take Amanda. Any discussion from the commission?
No.
Any discussion from the audience? Good. On a motion to provide a negative determination with conditions as depicted in plans and notify data delivery, how do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Krista?
Aye.
You are good. I'm gonna hand this to you and you guys can sign. Coordinate. Okay, John, so they're gonna sign the paperwork and I will process it and then I will reach out to you to come pick it up.
Okay. Very good. Thank you
Hopefully
very
it's
much. I
easy.
appreciate it.
Welcome.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you. And thank you. You can stay. You're welcome to stay.
So you want to stay for sounds interesting.
It's a long ways away.
Thank you for these back.
Just a mile side here.
You are all set?
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Yep. Have a good night.
See you down the road, buddy. Get you later.
Thank you. Very good. Mr. Andrews, number 5.
Number 5. Notice of intent. File number is pending. 325 Baldwinville Road for the replacement of a pre-existing deteriorating access bridge over an intermittent stream within the same 9-foot span footprint.
I will read the legal notice. Templeton Conservation Commission, 325 Baldwinville Road, notice of intent. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, that a public hearing will be held on a notice of intent filed by Matthew Morrow of Matthew S. Morrow Environmental Consulting on behalf of Jonathan Haley of Templeton. Project location is 325 Baldwinville Road, Templeton, map 4-07, parcel 45. Description of project is the replacement of a pre-existing deteriorating access bridge over an intermittent stream within the same 9-foot span footprint. No work is proposed to alter bordering vegetated wetland, and there will be no work within a wetland resource area outside of the scope of work. The hearing will be held on July 21st, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at Templeton Town Hall. Any person wishing to be heard concerning the above application should appear at the time and place indicated above. The notice of intent is available for public review at the Development Services Office, Room 3, 160 Patriots Road,
That's right.
during regular office hours. The NOI is also available upon request from Jay Case at templetonma.gov, George Andrews, Chair of Templeton Conservation Commission. Can I please get a motion to open this public hearing?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? Hearing none on a motion to open this public hearing, how do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
George?
Yes.
Christoph?
Aye.
We are open at 6:51. With us this evening, we have engineer Matt Morrow to represent the request. His clients are in the room as well. I will say before I hand the mic over to Matt that we are still waiting on a file number for Mass DEP, but this is a great opportunity to get the presentation from Matt.
Good evening, everybody. So, what we have here is a notice of intent for replacement of what was a pre-existing bridge. The photo that you have in your package show the area where the new bridge is going to go. The old one had been removed and work had been started on the property when the Conservation Office apparently had been notified and came down to the site, inspected the site, asked the work to be halted until the proper paperwork was submitted to this commission for its consideration. I realize I'm still waiting for a DEP number. They've been a little slow in issuing some of the numbers because they're overworked. They've got a lot going on. So I realize that without the number, you can't close and that we'll have to continue to the next regular meeting, which is, obviously fine. The project scope, essentially the original project had a 16:9 existing bridge. And what wound up happening was this bridge, due to age, it was used for access to another portion of the property that the single family house is on. What wound up happening was due to age, it started to decay. You had debris started to fall off into the stream below it. So my clients wanted to simply replace it in kind with a new structure of similar dimension so that they could get the old decaying crumbling structure out. The new structure that's going to go in is actually going to be slightly smaller. The original one was 16:9. This one's going to be 15:9. It's going to be put in the same spot. When I went out and looked at the site, there was no BVW in the area where they want to put the bridge, obviously because there was a bridge covering that area previously. So no BVW would grow in that area.
What's BVW mean?
Bordering vegetated wetland. There was some wetland vegetation if you're looking in from the main road,
Yeah.
and you consider that north. There was some BVW that was growing to the west side. That's not going to be touched. There was some very little growing at the extreme east side. None of that is going to be altered as a result. It's going to be put in the same spot. It's going to have the structure basically has some like concrete footings, almost looks like a rocking chair if you looked at the structure right now, that it's going to be put down and it's just going to be buried into the existing area. The height from the water is going to be identical. Nothing really is going to change. It's just we need an order conditioning the work. And I'm sure that when I get the state comments in, I'm expecting at least the usual, what about, stream crossing standards. And as this is a replacement bridge, there's going to be no change in hydrology. There has never been an incident in flooding on this property. The existing bridge and the replacement bridge will actually go to the maximum extent practicable. So basically, you guys have the flexibility to allow the in-kind replacement. There was no culvert to begin with. There'll be no culvert going forward. It will simply be the same span it was. That's basically it.
I think it's a good common sense solution to what you have that's existing and you gotta do something, and I'm for moving it along and not belaboring it at all, in my opinion. So, yeah, I know we're not voting, but I would make a motion to continue it, but that's my opinion before I do
Mhm.
that.
Amanda?
I will second his motion to continue it next month.
Okay. We have a motion to continue to next month. Seconded by Amanda. Any further discussion from the commission or any further questions?
The only thing I have to say is that bridge was originally put in a long time ago before DEP had anything to do with wetlands and stuff like that there. So it's basically going to be put in the exact same place where it was. And eventually, even when the state went by, they did put a culvert further up for the water to go across the road. But other than that, it's basically been the same there. And I've been there since 1967, so.
Any comments or questions from the audience?
Since this bridge was there,
Yep, sorry, you have to state your name.
I'm Eric Adamson.
Thank you.
Since this bridge has been there for that long, and this is a replacement of something, is there some way that you could do an emergency order to say, is this something that is it something that you need to use to get to the?
I sure would like to, yeah.
If I may, really quick.
Is there any
Okay.
method that they could be allowed to fix the bridge?
Honestly, I would love to say that on behalf of my client, but as Commissioner Burden is already nodding her head no, she knows that emergency permits are not allowed unless there's an actual public health emergency, and emergency permits are only allowed to be issued to abate what is causing the emergency. For example, if there was a culvert that was collapsing, you could replace under an emergency permit that section that collapsed. But you couldn't go and replace the whole street mechanism because of that. I mean, I'd love to say, yeah, great, let's do an emergency permit, but DEP would be tapping their fingers at the desk at me. I can guarantee it.
Just curious. What's the span between
The elevation.
your bottom elevation and about the bottom of the bridge?
Based on the structure I saw, it looked to be about 4 feet. 4 feet up from the tallest point. It looks deceiving because the way the bridge is put in, it's going to be put in and posted basically on posts. It's going to be steel beams posted to a concrete footing.
Yep.
So it looks a little bit lower to the ground, but it'll be a few feet up, basically the same as it was. It's not going to be flush in with the ground.
This is not a river.
No, it's a very small, itty bitty, teeny tiny stream.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
water.
That's why it was almost kind of a chuckle when I said I was waiting for the usual stream crossing standards on
Hmm.
basically what barely qualifies,
Yeah.
as a stream.
I don't want to overlook Miss O'Coin. Did you have a question?
Hi, Sue O'Coin, 21 Baptist Common. Our property is behind John and Janet's. As George said, that bridge has been there forever. And Brian sent me, my husband sent me because he didn't want to come. But the stream that the bridge goes over, if there was ever going to be a problem, it would be on our property, and there never has been. And right about the end of mid-June to the end of June, it's dry.
It's
Even
been
with
dry
all
for
the
about
rain
3
we've
weeks.
got,
Right.
it's dry. So, yeah, I mean, I know, as you said, you can't get an emergency, but to me, it just seems really, really silly that he can't finish the bridge. And the other fact that he's a master carpenter, it's gonna be made correctly.
We've
So-
seen.
We've seen it in the field.
Very
Yeah.
well
They're
made.
very supportive.
I bet it lasts longer than the last one.
Oh, it will.
Boy.
Honestly, I wish
Butters to show up, we're really okay with it.
every project I had a butters that showed up and you go, Matt.
Great.
I really wish, but I mean, that's great. Unfortunately, it's kind of a technical gotcha.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I, considering how visible it is from the road, moving ahead of a permit process, I don't want to have my clients get into, as they say, a pig in a poke.
Exactly.
Very good. Well, we have a motion on the table to continue. If there's no further discussion, anyone?
Second,
How do you vote? Amanda?
Aye.
Joanne?
Yes.
Dave?
Yeah.
George?
yes.
Christoph? Very good. So I will be in communication with you, Matt, on what the next meeting is, and I'm sure we will talk as soon as the comments come in.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you. I'll take that.
Come my phone be
Thank
quiet.
you.
No, seriously. When I had my ducks, they were in springtime, they actually.
Nice to see you, Matt.
I'd have to go
Thank you, Matt.
catch
Thank
that
you, guys.
fish.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
They'd go down and they'd be like.
Just gotta be patient with them.
Hey, you get your car back yet?
Yeah, I did. My car and a new phone.
See you, Mr. Haley. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you,
to
guys.
see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
See you.
You know how,
Nice to meet you guys again.
Bernie, yeah.
Next golf cart
That's why.
ride round.
So I do.
I'll be in touch.
Nice little
You bet.
spot down there.
Mr. Andrews, could you read number 6, please? What is number 6?
Agent updates.
I only have 2 updates for you. I received a final forest cutting plan for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That was the one over on the Birch Hill Dam where they were doing the limited restoration project in conjunction with that. So they're done with their cutting down there.
Yeah, cool.
The only other thing I have was actually something that we kind of were talking about at the last meeting. We were talking about the emerald ash borer infestation. And I just wanted to update you all and update the public that trees have been identified on Baldwinville Road, Dudley Road, Old Winchington Road, Farnsworth Road, Maple Street, South Main Street, State Road, Wellington Road, South Road, and Depot Road to have this emerald ash borer infestation. If they are town trees that you're concerned about, I would recommend contacting the DPW director. Those are the jurisdiction of the DPW director. Trees that are next to power lines that are concerning, I would probably recommend you contact the Templeton Light Company. And any wetland trees, I would recommend residents contact myself. I have been in communication with the DPW director. And I did reach out to Mass DEP, but essentially right now, as long as we know about the tree and the emergency, the advisement would be to have a professional company safely remove the tree and keep the stump if it's in the buffer zone,
Yeah.
so that there would be no disturbance.
Thank you.
Yeah, lovely, Amanda. Yeah,
You know how much I love an invasive species.
I know how much you love an invasive species. So that's going on. Number 7, chair and member updates. Mr. Chair, do you have any updates for us?
Not really. Everything has been taken care of. The most important, I've been watching that one right up the street from me, because, we do things together, but yeah, there are other issues, but there are issues that can't be brought up at this meeting
Okay.
because they don't call. Oh, yes, wait a minute, there is one thing. We were discussing that today. Why, do you know why the land that we have is marked to Conservation Commission, like out there at the
Otter River Pool, you talking?
Ottawa Pool, and why the one across down by Ottawa River Sportsman's Club? Do you know why that land is under the Concom instead of under the town of Templeton?
So,
Oh, any land that is care and custody of the Conservation Commission is first under the Board of Selectmen.
Yeah.
But it's care and custody of the commission to be the steward, of
Yeah,
that
that's what
property.
we thought, but we weren't sure. We just want to make
So
sure.
the commission could not really make any, kind of.
we can't buy and sell land.
No.
We don't,
Mm-mm-mm.
we are, that's a great word that you used, steward, yeah. And it holds different water, it holds like no water in comparison to a conservation restriction. And sometimes people not in the conservation world kind of get those like terms mixed up. They think that conservation land means conservation restriction. And as Joanne can explain to people, conservation restriction is a unique set of rules set on a certain boundary of property that, there's a few examples, right? We have River's Edge in the center of Baldwinville there, and that's a recreation area that is care and custody of the Conservation Commission, but the rec department maintains it, and it's owned by the inhabitants of the town of Templeton.
Correct.
We've got the Otter River Pool that's owned by the inhabitants of the town of Templeton, care and custody of the Conservation Commission. But that's because it's a wetland with a big buffer zone. But we don't have the
Yeah.
ability to manage it.
But, and then with that
No,
particular,
Stewart is a great word.
that particular one goes on the stone property, which they
On land
also,
trust, yeah.
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
another thing that, yeah.
Yeah.
And that one that's over, like I said, I think the one over by the Ottawa Sportsman's Club is because the water table's there. I think that's all that.
There's one
oh,
across from the Otter River Sportsman's Club on Lord Road that has
It is
wetlands on
on
it,
the,
and it's owned by the town of
It's by the,
Templeton. Care and
by the well down there.
Okay.
And that's what we were trying to figure. And it was just the way it's worded, is the question, until we,
Well, it is up to the commission, to monitor any and all of those lands that are
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
and custody.
Yep.
You know, they recommend at least once a year, to be monitored, and a monitoring report be sent to the Board of Selectmen.
because there's also one that's down on the Dudley Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they're different. So, we were just talking about terms and verbiage because it's different than having something like spelled out on a deed, right?
Right.
Like this is a conservation restriction, or like this is an easement, or this is a, certain type of stuff. Care and custody, great word. Stewart.
But if anything can't be done until the selectmen say yes or no.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
well, that's what we were discussing. I thought that's what it was all about. I know it's been a while since we
What
did
the
them.
difference is between a piece of property being owned by the town of Templeton and a piece of property being owned by the inhabitants of the town of Templeton. And there's no difference.
No.
It holds the same weight because,
Yeah.
the town owns certain parcels of property, and if they ever wanted to sell any of it, it has to go to town meeting. And as, like you said, stewards of it, we would have an opinion to weigh in, but we don't have the ability to say absolutely
Yeah.
yes or absolutely no.
So you mentioned in their conservation restrictions, there are other ways to conserve land that are similar, like
Like
chapter 61, which
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe Otter River Sportsman Club is chapter 61B, temporary protection from development, but still remains owned by the Sportsman Club. So
Yeah.
there's lots of ways people in town can conserve land.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, Amanda. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good addition to that.
That was just something, we were discussing it this morning. I thought that's basically what it was, but I wanted to make sure.
Oh, also, if there are any viewers at home, it's a tax cut on chapter 61 land. You have to promise not to develop it for so many years. If you have like
Oh, yeah.
more than 10 acres of forest and you have a forest cutting plan, that's fine. That's not considered development. So you can put it on chapter
Yeah.
61. Same thing with agricultural, although I don't remember the acreage limits.
5.
5.
5. Thank
Yep.
you. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So
An
if
agricultural
anybody out
activity,
there-
agricultural land is exempt from Wetlands Protection Act activity.
Yeah.
Yep, there's a
Well,
whole
This is
section.
so that people in town will know why we do it the way we do it.
If any residents have question about any of this, please feel free to contact the office.
Yeah. Yep.
Any other updates or questions from any members?
Yeah, we should probably discuss the information you sent by email.
Yeah,
Pertaining to amendments to
I agree.
the final order of condition issued by commission.
I agree.
And apparently, if there are, the amendment is significant, where the impact would be more than what was proposed originally, then they would either have to refile.
Yeah, new NOI.
notice of intent.
Yep.
Or in the least, they have to notify abutters.
Yeah, a legal ad.
And the legal ad. So the way I look at it is informing and educating the public, like, we have just been.
Yep.
And maybe when, somebody comes in for information for filing.
Yeah.
That we have a copy of that to
Yeah.
give to them, letting them know when you come in with your plan, you really want to make sure this is exactly what you want. Because going through an amendment is going to delay your project.
Yeah.
Cost you more money.
Yeah, no one wants that.
So I think we just need to, educate and
But
inform them.
I agree if we have to do it, but we don't have to adopt this, right? This is, they're recommending that we adopt this protocol, but it's not saying we have to.
What
Yeah,
is,
we do, we have to go by the regulations because we could be in violation of open meeting laws.
what is the process if, because you were just explaining if something is more impactful than their original application, but what if something is less? So,
Right. In
right,
that-
like, so let's say like, let's use the opposite and like great thing, like, oh, okay, I was gonna put a garage here, but I'm not gonna put a garage here. I want to put a garden here. And I want to close out my order of conditions sooner. Well, that's less impactful to the buffer zone. Would that need an amended order of conditions?
Apparently from what.
Amanda's looking like, probably not. It's less impactful, right?
It's
Yeah.
right.
To the
that-
project.
But if you read that, it really doesn't say that.
No.
You know, it sounds to me that unless it's an error has been made and there needs to be a change, DP number was wrong or, something minimal like that, that is fine. But to actually
But this is
amend the final order of conditions, it looks to me like, you have to notify that, you have to go through this whole, almost like the process when you
but-
first file.
But what it says is Mass DEP is reaching out to provide general guidelines for consideration when processing amendment requests. This isn't a law. This isn't a regulation. It's general guidance for us to consider when processing amendment requests.
Right, but if you read further on,
Yeah.
it does say in there because.
And that's why I brought this up, because I read it how Christoph read it, and we had been doing minor modification requests. And if they were no further impactful to the original
Right.
plan as submitted, we were approving minor modification requests, and then I was documenting it and giving a copy to the applicant and updating their plans so that when at the end of the project and we asked for an as-built, it matched the updated plans.
Right,
Because plans change over
Exactly.
time, like,
And we don't want to be, if we don't have to, which if we have to, we have to, but if we don't have
I
to,
know.
I don't want to cost.
Amanda, you look like,
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
So
she's like
the,
about to
the,
burst.
the paper that it references, the Wetlands Program Policy 85-4, actually does tell you that if the requested change is great enough to warrant the filing of a new NOI, tell them to. That if it's not necessary, you should still publish a newspaper notice, just like it would be an NOI for the amendment.
and they need to be notified.
And it does not specify one way or another if it's greater than the amount of impact or less than the amount of impact of what it has said. It just says anytime there's an amendment to the order.
And that was my understanding as
Oh.
well. Yeah.
Amanda, your face.
Unfortunately.
So there's one of those.
So even if even if there's,
Even if there's less impact,
yeah.
and it doesn't make sense to me
Because
either.
wouldn't that fall under, oh my gosh, it's one of the exceptions that if you convert any, impermeable surface area to a vegetative surface, it's covered, that you don't have to do permits. It's higher, remember, Amanda's right? Remember this one? So why wouldn't that trump the order of conditions? Because that's in the exceptions list, that you can make an impermeable area less you can make it permeable without any permit filing in the first place.
Well, my take on this is kind of, it's always the few that ruin it for the many. And
Yeah.
it said,
Yeah.
it had come to their attention that they were making amendments to final orders of conditions that were probably more impactful. And so to stop that from happening, now, anytime an amendment is gonna be done, it's gonna have. to
I
go
know
through
why.
the Process.
Why?
So that your abutters have time to comment. So the public can come say, yeah, that sounds reasonable. So that everybody has a voice, right? It's
Right.
all part of
it-
democracy.
Right,
Yeah.
and,
That's
and
it.
that's part of it too. I believe, but I also believe that there's probably been some problems and this is how they're looking to fix it.
Okay.
So they're just kind of doing a coverall. So I would,
So
recommend
ugh,
that, what was it, 84-7?
85-4, she's.
Yeah, that
Okay.
we have copies of that in the office.
Yep.
So when people file and say, this is information that you need to know. Because that they can read it for themselves and realize that if they're going to amend their order of conditions, that they're gonna have to now go through this process.
Okay, I have two questions. One is to Amanda. It sounds like you're saying there's two options or two steps. One being they have to do a notice of intent but
If
we
we
can,
think it's a big enough change to the project, we have to send them to do a new notice of intent.
so that's a control point that we have.
Yeah.
And then secondly, if we don't, we still need to do an abutters list.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what
then-
it says.
So then we can use some good judgment between those two options. My third question is, does it have to cost money? Is anyone telling us we have to charge money for it?
So to get an abutters list at the assessor costs $10.
Yeah,
And the legal ad that I place in the Gardner News is less than $200.
but the NOI doesn't necessarily cost money in and of itself.
There's filing fees with a notice of
That's a good
intent.
point.
I think what would happen
Yeah.
if we determined those amendments required a new filing of a notice of intent. That would be something you'd have to look into where they already paid a fee for the initial one, whether or not they'd be charged again. But as far as the amendment goes, it would just be whatever it is to publish it and the
Yeah, and then it
abutters
would
list, and
Yeah.
to notify the abutters, you have to send a certified mail, right?
Yeah.
That,
So that is a cost. So I think, letting people know this when they come in to file, giving them a heads up. Maybe some of the wetlands consultants, engineers don't even know. They probably do now. Saying, when you come in with a plan, make sure it's what you want. Otherwise, there is going to be another step that you.
but if
It's
there's
just
a,
tough
Right.
because
But-
things change out on the field. That's
Yeah.
what's so hard for me to read
Yeah.
this, just especially if there's a big project going on in town and things are progressing and changing, and even though it's no more impactful, it's like,
Too, I think, in probably a lot of cases, it's gonna be excessive. But now they've done a blanket thing because, there's probably been mistakes made or, abuses to that, so they're just going to do it this
To
way
look-
and blanket everything and
Yeah.
that way they're gonna be covered.
okay, my question is still there. Could we waive the fee to take away some of the pain on the applicant?
No, we don't do anything with fees. That's all dictated by the state.
fees are
So
dictated.
the
by-
NOI fee is a state fee?
There's a state fee and there's a town fee.
Yeah,
So-
the legal ad in the newspaper goes through us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Obviously, that has to happen, but is there a fee through us?
there's,
could we
there's a,
waive-
there's a state fee and there's a local fee.
Could we waive our local
I
fee?
don't believe you can, it's in the regulations.
I think that
It's in
the
Mass
state
General law.
sets the fee. And
Yeah.
the state gets part of the fee and the town gets part of the fee.
Correct. Yeah,
It's not that,
it's like a percentage, yeah.
yeah, it's a shared fee.
I think Christoph is just talking about the amendments, though.
Yeah,
The amendment,
The amendment
would not
shouldn't need another
require
filing.
a
It would just
permit
need a
fee.
paper that you all signed that approved the amendment.
So they wouldn't be subject to another fee of the amendment.
No, with
All they would be subject to is the $10 and the $200 for
And,
the,
and like Dave said, if they have to mail out the letters, you'd have to pay postage.
okay. All right, so then at least
Unless you deliver them by hand.
Yeah, I know, but it's still more than I thought it was to begin with, because I thought minor modification requests, if less impactful, didn't need that process, because I thought it was covered under the exemption that said when you convert a impervious surface area to vegetated one, you don't need a permit to begin with. It's in the list of exemptions.
is
I
it,
thought if you're doing the list of exemptions within your order of conditions,
Yeah.
why would it need a whole?
Right.
well, maybe that one point could be clarified by Mass
Maybe-
DEP. Don't we have somebody there? we
That one
can-
point is something I am gonna ask Mass DEP.
What if we
I don't-
consider an amendment different from a minor modification and we define a modern modification
Mm.
as like changing the type of erosion control or, you know,
Mm.
the area to be
Yeah, I like that minor modification.
slightly
Says-
shifting planting layouts, like the 4 trees are not gonna go exactly where Ron said they were gonna go.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a perfect example. When we were
Right.
working on, Carworks, do you
Right.
remember one of the trees couldn't go as depicted because there was a utility line there?
Right.
Mhm. Right,
That happens.
To make them
every-
put a whole new thing for one tree.
right, exactly.
It was, right. All right, so so I want to look into amendment versus minor modification, and I want to specifically look into, what did I just say?
The exemptions.
Yeah, that exemption, the,
Already written into the,
yeah,
Regulation.
impervious area exemption. Like being applied to an order of conditions.
Mhm.
if it's easy enough to send an email, why?
I
not
will.
ask?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
going to, yeah.
Some clarification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to put our residents through anything that they don't have to, nor do I want to put you
Absolutely.
guys through anything that we have
I
to.
agree with you.
That's not the point of this, so,
No.
More additional cost.
no, we don't want that. We're trying to help people.
That's right.
And like you said,
So-
if you give that to them when they first pick up their paperwork, then they'll.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
what was that, Amanda? 85.4, 85-4?
Yes,
Is that what it says on the email, team?
yes.
Okay, all right, thanks, everybody.
All right,
Sorry and thank you.
Very good question.
Yeah,
Good discussion.
I don't want to get us in trouble. I don't want to get anybody else in trouble. I want everybody to play fair, but I'm also, I don't want to cause people unnecessary financial.
no, hardship.
Yeah, or put us through a process that we don't need to go through.
Well, it's more
It's
work,
not the
it's more
point.
work for us, and it could certainly delay somebody's project.
And we don't
I
want
mean,
that.
Going through this process takes way
I know.
long enough,
I know, I don't
You
want
know,
that for
so-
anybody.
yeah.
I don't want that.
If DEP agrees that we can do minor modifications without additional costs, we should come up with an actual policy and
Of what
codify
that
it
looks
so
like.
we have something to go off
Mhm.
of, yeah.
I'm good with that too. All right, so it'll start with me doing some homework and reporting back to you next meeting.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you all. Amendments versus minor modifications and impervious surface area exemption, does it apply to order of conditions?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
Well, you guys are quick. Our next meeting is Monday, August 18th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. I have a motion to adjourn by Christoph, seconded by Dave. How do you vote, Amanda?
Aye.